Annalie, go ahead and pick a problem for us. A or B? Alright, do you want to find a positive or negative angle? Okay, how do you find a positive angle? Start again. Yep. So just take whatever this angle is. Negative 250. Good. Now what? Negative 250 plus 360. Negative 250 plus 360. Feel free to use your calculator. 110 degrees. Class, is this a positive angle? Yes, that works. There are lots of answers, right? Because you could just keep adding 360 to get a positive number, but this is the smallest one. Raise your hand if you got something like that. Good. Ricardo, help us find a negative. Another negative coterminal angle. Yes. A negative 1 rotation. And what did you get? Good. Raise your hand if you got that. So really, when you see the word coterminal, all you're doing is either adding or subtracting 360 degrees for this problem. Let's graph negative 250. Giselle, help us get negative 250. Which quadrant should I start? Like if someone just came in and you're like, where do you start? Where would I put my clip? And that's between which two quadrants? And? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So between quadrants 1 and 4. This is 0 degrees. Just so if I go down, how many degrees is this one? But remember, you're going down. Good. Keep going. Good. And this one. So I know that it's not completely negative 270, so maybe about negative somewhere around here. Here in quadrant 2, what does the idea of coterminal angles mean? If I start at this position, we went from standard, starting here, the initial, it terminated in quadrants 2. And then if I add 360, class, positive angles go in which direction? Counterclockwise. One full rotation, it ends up in the same position. Right? And this problem says if you go which direction? Which means what? You do one full rotation, you end up in the same position. Okay? How do you know that is correct? 110. Right there, right? This is 90, and then this would be 20. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's do radians. Help us find Diane. Tell me the quadrantals. Let's go around. Do you know what those are? Start here. In radians, not degrees. So in degrees, that's like 0, 90, 180. Yep. Yep. Good. Good. Okay, these are etched in stone. These are forever. Math God has determined that they will always be this. Always. Okay. Now, maybe finding a coterminal angle might help us figure out the where this angle lies in. So we can kind of just do it algebraically and then give yourself a visual afterwards. Good job, Diane. Cindy, do you want to do a positive or a negative? Okay. Help me get a positive angle. How can I fill that up? Negative pi over 8. Correct. Correct. Let's add it now. Negative pi over 8. And this is 2 pi. Cindy, how do you make 2 pi a fraction? Over 1 is correct. Can I add those fractions? Nope. So what do I have to do to this one? This one has a denominator of 8. That's your hint. So I'm going to have to multiply by 8 over 8. Multiply across, what does that give you? Two times 8. Yep, 16 pi over 8. Negative pi over 8. You could put a 1 here. So Cindy, negative 1 plus 16. $15 pi over 8 is our positive. Raise your hand if you got that. Okay. Let's find another negative angle. Brian, help us find a negative one. And you can use basically what Cindy had set up for you. So really, what do you think I'm adding or subtracting this number by? Negative what? Negative 16 pi. Yes. Yes. Right? Instead of adding or subtracting to be 60, the equivalent to 2 pi, Cindy found out was 16 pi over 8. So you don't have to do all that work again. And now if I subtract them, Brian, negative 1 minus 17. Negative 1 minus 16. Negative 17 pi over 8. As you guys are getting more comfortable with pi, treat it like a variable x. Okay, this kind of tells us, our two answers, that they want us to have denominators of 8. So, Sebastian, good job, Brian. I'm going to have to multiply this number by what? Yep. This will give me 4 pi over 8. Sebastian, this one will become what? What do you have to multiply it by? So we're trying to get denominators of 8. Yep, 8 over 8. and that'll give you 8 pi over 8. Sebastian, this one? Yep. So I have 12 pi over 8. And we already figured out that this one is going to be 8, so that's 16 pi over 8. Alright, so you can kind of work backwards if you think about it. With your finger, show me where standard position is, and show the direction of a negative angle. You're going in this direction, yes? So you can think of it as 16 pi over 8 minus 1 gives you the 15 pi over 8. So the original problem is actually here in quadrant 4. And let's just say you didn't know that. You can find a coterminal angle because they end in the same position. Just look at the coefficient, the number in front, 15. I have 0 pi over 8, 4, 8, 12. That one's 16. So 15 is like somewhere between these two, right? 12 and 16, closer to 16. That's where our angle lies in. Okay? Coterminal angles in both degrees and radians.